Hello everyone. In this video I will show you how we can solve question 5 of tutorial 3 using Excel. So we need to calculate the different portfolio performance evaluation techniques: Sharpe ratio, M-square, Jensen alpha, information ratio, Sortino ratio, and risk adjusted return on capital. If I show you an overview of the formulas, for Sharpe ratio we need excess return and standard deviation of the portfolio. For M-square, we need two additional components. One is the return on the market and the standard deviation on the market portfolio. Jensen alpha, we need to calculate CAPM returns. Information ratio is the Jensen alpha divided by standard deviation of the residuals. For Sortino ratio, one additional information is the downside risk. That's the standard deviation of the returns. Those are less than the mean return. And risk adjusted return on capital is excess return divided by return on the portfolio and value at risk. That's the bottom 5% return. Now we will use Excel. This is the information we are given: prices of National Australia Bank, Westpac Bank, and a market index, and also power and risk-free rate. First of all, we will calculate return, that the price at time t1 minus price at time t0 divided by price at time t0. So equal price at time t1 minus t0 divided by t0. The idea is we are buying the stock at 3.04, selling it at 2.95. Difference is the profit in absolute term. When you divide it by t0, we are getting the return in percentage or decimal. I scroll it to right to get the return for the other stocks. For risk-free rate, that's given as a par annum, so we will divide it by 12 to get par month. Now, if we scroll it to the bottom, we get the return on all these components. Then we need to calculate excess returns, because for some of the components we need excess returns. So that's the individual return minus risk-free rate. Now, if you carefully look at this formula, J3, that's the risk-free rate, that will remain same for the other two. So we will fix this column by putting a dollar sign here. Now we scroll it to right once again and scroll it to bottom to get excess return. Now we will calculate, first of all, average. So we select the whole column. The shortcut for doing that is Shift Control down arrow. And we scroll it to right to get the mean return. Then standard deviation. We select the whole column and scroll it to right. For calculating beta, we need slope function. First of all is the excess return from individual stock. Then we put a comma. Then excess return from the market. That's the slope, beta for National Australia Bank. And if we scroll, we need to fix this column in because the market return is remain same for the other two. So now we get the beta for Westpac Bank and also the market, and you can see that beta for the market portfolio is 1. That's expected because market portfolio is considered to be the average risk portfolio with a beta of 1. Then we calculate CAPM return. That's the risk-free rate plus beta into market return minus risk-free rate. So that's the CAPM returns. And then on systematic risk, to do that we run a regression. So we select the Y, that's the return from individual stock. Then we select X, that's the return from market. We select residuals. So you can see we get a long list of residuals. We need to get the standard deviation of that. Shift Control down arrow once again. So here is the standard deviation. This is basically the unsystematic risk. Then downside risk. To calculate downside risk, we will take the standard deviation of the returns. Those are less than the mean return. So first of all, standard deviation formula if this range less than the mean, then take the standard deviation. So we finish two brackets, and then we need to put an array formula. That's shift control enter. So we get the downside risk. Var is percentile function, NAB, and then 0.05 because we are taking the bottom 5% returns. So now we got all the components to calculate portfolio performance measures. First of all, is Sharpe ratio is the excess return, that means mean return minus risk-free rate divided by standard deviation. Then M squared, I show you the formula again. Standard deviation of the market divided by standard deviation of the portfolio multiplied by portfolio return. Then 1 minus this weight multiplied by risk-free rate, and whole return is the return from our hypothesized portfolio, and this is the return from the market. So first of all, equal bracket standard deviation of the market divided by standard deviation of the portfolio into portfolio return plus bracket 1 minus bracket standard deviation of the portfolio divided by standard deviation of the market divided by standard deviation of the stock into risk-free rate, then whole bracket minus the market return. So this is our M squared, 0.004. Jensen alpha is the return from the portfolio minus CAPM returns. Information ratio is Jensen alpha divided by unsystematic risk, and Sortino ratio is excess return, so mean return minus risk-free rate divided by downside risk. And risk-adjusted return is excess return, mean return minus risk-free rate divided by mean return minus value at risk. We'll put bracket in both. Point 089, 336, 0.204, 0.165, 0.007, 0.004, and 0.147. That's the result. So now I have shown you how we can calculate this portfolio performance measure for National Australia Bank. The solution that I will upload in Blackboard will contain the results for the other bank as well, and you will be able to compare the results. Thank you very much. Don't hesitate to let me know if you have any problem doing any of these calculations. Thank you once again.